Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Florence and this is Zillennial Life Crisis. I know, I have disappeared for a while, but life was lifing, so I had to go and life with life as life was lifing. You feel me? Lol, but I'm finally back with another video so you guys can stop spamming me on my DMs and asking me when I'm coming back to YouTube. Here's a video, and today I'm coming back with part 2 of culture shocks after moving to the US from Kenya. And on today's video, I'll be talking about things I got wrong, the rookie mistakes I made, the things I just couldn't figure out after moving. I mean, some of these things are super embarrassing. Like the type of thing when you figure out, you're like, how did I not know this? But I mean, it is what it is. So let's just jump right into the video. I have my list here, and number 1 on the list in things I got wrong / culture shocks / rookie mistakes / embarrassing moments / fails is cooking oil. You know how in Kenya, you just go and buy cooking oil and you don't like read what type of oil it is. It's just cooking oil, you know, and most of the times it's either corn oil or like sunflower oil or whatever else, but it's just labeled vegetable oil. I did the same thing here. I just went and bought vegetable oil, and I bought the big one because I had just moved into my apartment, so of course you need to buy groceries. But I remember cooking with that oil and I'm like, this food tastes strange. Why does this food taste strange? It took me almost a week to realize that the vegetable oil I bought is actually soybean oil. And soybean oil is the default vegetable oil here. So all of that oils will have like names on them, like corn oil, avocado oil, olive oil, like in bold, big print that you can't miss. And that guy is super loud. But soybean oil doesn't have like a big print, it just says vegetable oil. It's only when you turn around and look at the ingredients and you see soybean oil. I didn't know that. And I don't like soybean oil. I ended up just having to go back to the store and buy corn oil. And I've never used that soybean oil. I had to throw it out, and that hurt because that's money that I spent. Pain. Yeah, that's number 1 that I got wrong. Like, it's embarrassing. I don't know. It's vegetable oil. Now, the second thing that I got wrong after moving was the garbage disposal. I saw it on the brochure when I moved in, and they were saying you need to run it at least once a week. First of all, I didn't even know what a garbage disposal is. Is it like the trash can? What is a garbage disposal? I don't know. Anyway, it's a thing inside the sink where when you're like doing dishes and etc, if food goes in there, it can grind it and it keeps the sink from getting blocked. Well and good. So I'm like, how do you run the garbage disposal? How do you turn it on? That was the mystery. I checked everywhere, near the sink, under the sink, everywhere. I googled, and Google just kept telling me about how to reset a garbage disposal, but I wanted to know how to turn it on, not how to reset it. I think it took me maybe 6 YouTube videos before I saw someone hit a switch. And I was like, oh, there's a switch next to the sink. That's a switch for... Those moments where you even question your intelligence, because when you realize what you are looking for was like right in front of your eyes, and it just all makes sense, and you wonder how you didn't know. Like, there was a switch. How did I not know that the switch was for the garbage disposal? But the switch is like next to wall outlet. So I was thinking it's like for the wall outlet that's next to it. No, it's for the... Oh my God. I felt so silly. Thank God I was alone, so no one witnessed my beautiful display of intelligence. But yeah, that's the second thing, garbage disposal. Number 3 in the list of things I just couldn't figure out was the microwave vent. Why is that so difficult to say? Microwave vent. So the cooker is underneath the microwave, and it's like a vent, like to take away the smoke and steam and all that. I didn't know how to switch it on for over a year. It's the kind of thing that you don't have to use, because unless, I don't know, you're burning food and the fire alarm goes on or something, I don't know. Like, you barely ever need to use it. Like, it's nice to have, but you don't need it. So I never bothered like googling how to switch it on or whatever. It's only once when I went to the microwave to warm something, and as it was warming, I was like reading all the buttons on the microwave, and I just saw it there, air vent, and I'm like, it's right there. It's I don't even know if the button says air vent or vent fan, but like it's a very obvious name. The minute I saw it, I was like, it was right there. It took me a whole year to see it. I'm not proud. Not one of my proudest moments, to be sure, but at least I was alone. Thank God I was alone during majority of these things, so no one was witnessing all these embarrassing things. But yeah, that's number 3. Microwave vent. It took me a year. What? Number 4 on the list of things I just couldn't figure out and couldn't find. Chili cubes. For food. I mean, chili cubes. I checked in the spice aisle for almost all supermarkets looking for chili cubes for my food. Just your regular schmegular beef and chicken chili cubes. And I couldn't find them for the longest time. Until one day when I was randomly in a different aisle that has soup, and I saw that brand. I don't know if it's called Knorr or something. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'll put the brand name somewhere. I'm like, oh wait, those are chili cubes. And I look at them, and they're actually called bouillon cube. Bouillon cube. I'll put the name. I don't know how to pronounce that name either. And they're in the soup aisle. Like, why? I guess it makes sense because you want to flavor your soup, but shouldn't like all the flavoring things be together in the spice aisle? I don't know. That also took me quite a number of months before I found them. I'd actually even given up on looking for cubes, just like using regular spices and the Raiko cubes I'd brought from home. But yeah. Chili cubes. It took me months to figure out what aisle they're on and that they have a different name here. Like, crazy. Number 5 on this list of things I just couldn't figure out. Minced meat. I know you're wondering, come on Florence, it can't be that bad. But yeah, I couldn't find mincemeat for the longest time. For the longest time, I couldn't find mincemeat while it was just right in front of my eyes. This one was the most embarrassing one to find out. Not like embarrassing because someone else was watching me, but just like personal internal embarrassment. Yeah. So it turns out the mincemeat is the same thing as ground beef, which I kept seeing everywhere, but I kept ignoring it because I was looking for minced meat. I'm like, I want minced beef, not ground beef. But they're exactly the same thing. And the thing is, and you're probably going to laugh at me, ground beef looks different when in the package than minced meat. Minced meat looks like those tiny small balls, like minces of meat, but like ground beef looks like long and squiggly, like noodles when in the package. So I don't know why I thought that when you cook the food, it will remain like that. Like, it will be like meat spaghetti. I can't explain my reasoning. I honestly can't explain it. That's why I kept ignoring ground beef, because I'm like, no, I don't want like spaghetti meat. I want minced meat. But same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. The shape doesn't like last when you cook. Like when you cook and you mix the meat, like it becomes minced meat, which is what I wanted. It took me months to realize. Oh my God. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You just you can't make this stuff up. So that's number 5, mincemeat / ground beef. Number 6 on this long list of embarrassing moments is pumping your own gas. I feel like you can already expect what I'm going to tell you. But yeah, in Kenya, when you go to a petrol station, there's attendants who pump the gas for you. But here, I think it's almost all the states, maybe except one, you have to pump your own gas. There's no one who's going to do it for you. And the thing is, this thing is not difficult to do. It isn't difficult to figure out how to pump your own gas. It isn't difficult to figure out that system, like where you need to put the card and put the pin and what you need to press and how to remove that thing and put it in the car. It's not difficult to figure out. But when there's people watching, oh my goodness, I don't know what people watching does to human beings. I know this is not like a personal experience. I don't know, like it just jumbles your brain. Have you ever been able to do something so well, but the minute someone is watching you, you just can't do it? Like, you just can't do it. Like, so the first time I went to pump my own gas, it was a chaotic experience. I feel like everyone who was watching me probably went home laughing because I was doing all the wrong things. I mean, eventually I figured out how to use a thing and pump my own gas, but my dear, it took me so long. Ah, my gosh. Same thing with filling the tires with air, and also air is not free. You have to pay for that as well, which is weird. I mean, air is free around us, so why do you need to pay? I don't know. Anyway, also figuring out how to use that thing to add air into the tires. That was embarrassing. That's the whole story. I'm sure the people who are watching went home laughing because oh man, at least now I know how to do it. Now I feel pretty confident. I don't get nervous when I need to fill up my tank. Number 7 on the list of things I couldn't figure out was how to remove lint from the dryer. First of all, actually, I never used to believe that dryers work. I mean, I believed they worked, but I always used to wonder, do they really work? Like, how do they work? Like, do your clothes actually come out dry, like you can wear them? It was always a mystery. But if you think about it, of course it works, because people don't use hanging lines here, so how do their clothes dry? It must work. But still, I had my doubts. Anyway, that's not the point of the story. So how to remove lint from the dryer when it blinks at you and tells you the lint holder is full. I couldn't figure out how to remove the lint because I didn't know where the lint holder was. And this took me so long to figure out. I am not proud. Maybe even 3 hours. Like, it was bad. And the first reason why I couldn't figure out how to do it is because I didn't even know how to Google how to remove lint, because I couldn't figure out the brand of the washer. So the washer comes to the apartment. I didn't buy it myself. And the logo that's on the washer is of a brand I've never seen before. It's not like LG or Samsung that I can recognize. And the logo is actually a GE, but I was reading it as HE. So I kept Googling how to remove lint from an HE dryer. And it kept bringing me high efficiency dryers, like giving me ads for high efficiency dryers. And I'm like, no, I want like HE electronics, you know, like I don't even know what I was Googling, because clearly I was Googling the wrong thing. I should have been Googling GE, I think, which stands for General Electronics or something of the sort. So when I eventually figured out that it was GE and not HE, I finally Googled how to remove the lint thing, and I saw where the lint holder was. And it turns out the reason why I couldn't find the lint holder is because I'm short. That's the whole reason. It was like slightly above my eye level. So I'm here and the washer opening is up here and the lint thing is up here. It's actually written like lint holder or something of the sort. But I can't see that because I'm short. It isn't in my line of sight. So it took me 3 hours. It's one of those things where I had to sit down and just think about my life for a little bit. But at least now I know where it is. Now I know. Now I know better. And now I know what GE is. You see, we live in none. Number 8 on this list has to do with meat. Again. buying meat and cooking meat. So in Kenya, I've never bought meat at a supermarket before. I'd always buy it at the local butchery, like the local nyama joints, you know, apple too. But now there's no local nyama joint over there. You have to buy the meat from the grocery store. So I did. And I've already told you my whole debacle with the ground beef and mincemeat, but that's like a different story. So, so I bought the meat and I want to cook it. I put it in the sufuria, like I just open that thing and throw it in and cook the meat. And after a while, I feel like it's smelling kind of funny. And it isn't cooking. Like, like the meat is not cooking. And I'm like, why is it smelling fishy and it's not cooking? So like I take my cooking stick and I start, you know, trying to turn it around and see what's going on. Turns out at the bottom of the meat is some liner you're supposed to remove and throw away. But I didn't know that the meat has that liner thing. So when I just opened that thing, I just plopped it in and it just like, you know, it just conveniently slid together with the meat and it was at the bottom, so I didn't see it. What? Oh man, rookie mistakes. So yeah, I just turned the meat over. I removed the liner that had been cooking. I changed sufurias and used a different pot. And yeah, I ate the meat, wondering whether I was eating chemicals too. I mean, I'm still here. I'm still alive, so that's a good sign. I hope. But yeah, now I know that meat always has that line at the bottom and I have to remove that. I didn't know, but now I know. You live and you learn. Number 9 on the list is self-checkout at the grocery store. This is kind of similar to pumping your own gas in the same way where it isn't difficult to do. It's just difficult to do when there's people watching. You know how when you're at the checkout station at the grocery store, and it's like a long queue behind you, and you feel pressure. You can even drop your purse in the moment because people are just staring at you. Now imagine how much pressure it is when you're trying to check out your own things, scan your own things, and people are just there looking at you. I mean, they're not saying anything, but their presence is enough to intimidate you. It just makes the entire task a lot more difficult and stressful for no reason. So the first time I ever used the self-checkout counters, that was just stress times a million. Then I also had vegetables. And you know, like regular stuff has the barcode that you just scan, but veggies don't have a barcode, so you have to look them up in the system. And it isn't difficult to figure out how to look up the code for, let's say, tomatoes. It's not difficult to figure out. But when there's people watching, it makes it difficult. And also, when you look it up, like say you look up tomatoes, you find like 6 different options, all with different prices. And you're like, which version of tomatoes did I pick? I don't know. It's like you're playing tomato roulette. You just pick one and hope it's the one. But yeah, that was another thing I didn't know how to do and had to figure out how to do, even when people are watching and giving me pressure. And you just go back home and think about your life and feel very silly and you feel like everyone just judged you. But yeah, that's self-checkout. At least now I know how to do it. I don't feel scared anymore. I know what I'm doing. But yeah, that's number 9. And finally, number 10 on the list. Oh, the light looks nice. Number 10 is spam calls. And this is similar to how in Kenya we get a lot of spam messages. Those people who tell you you have received something on M-Pesa and they call you and tell you to reverse and it's a lie. That kind of stuff. So now here, it's almost always a phone call. It's ridiculous the amount of spam phone calls you get here. Almost every single day. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. Like you actively have to block incoming unknown numbers. Otherwise, you just won't have peace. So yeah, I didn't know about spam calls and how often they happen and how you shouldn't give your information to random people. So I was shopping for car insurance and a particular insurance broker called me And you know, he was super nice. He was telling me how he'll help shop around for insurance for me and look up all the rates and like give me a nice quote with all the different companies. He asked for a lot of my details, nothing too crazy, just like phone number, email, and card details. That's it. But yo, I didn't know that I was signing up for endless phone calls and endless emails about car insurance. Oh my goodness, this drove me insane. The amount of times random insurance brokers called me from all random insurance companies, the amount of emails I got. Rookie mistake. I was thinking that he was just trying to be helpful, but oh my god, it's a business. How did I forget that everything is almost always a business? I don't know how I forgot, but I was naive. I was thinking I'm being helped, but boy. So yeah, if you ever move to the US, don't give out your phone number or email to people, because they will sign you up to lots of marketing calls and emails, and they will drive you insane. But now I know. It was a rookie mistake, but now I know better. And that wraps up the list of things I got wrong: culture shocks, rookie mistakes, embarrassing moments, fails, me embarrassing myself on the internet by showing this video, because now you're just going to judge me. Yeah, we've come to the end of the video. Actually, let me know, what is that one thing that you couldn't figure out how to do? And when you eventually figured out how to do it, you couldn't believe how easy it was and how in your face it was, and why it took you so long to figure it out. Please embarrass yourself in the comments below. Make me feel better about myself. Please. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope at least you laughed at my embarrassing moments and this made you laugh. You learned something maybe. Yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe, all the good jazz. And until next time, bye.